Now, the rest of the story.
There's an awful lot more green in this herd than there, not green, wow. Can you tell it's been a long day without saying it's been a long day? There's a lot more red in this herd than there was not that long ago. So I managed to get all the red cows hauled up, and Rocky is in with everybody right now. I got Dad's bull is locked in the front lot. I haven't had a chance to sort the red cows and the black cows out, because if Rocky ends up breeding a couple of these black cows, it's going to be a black calf with a little bit of red to it. The pasture is pretty well burned up, and what I tend to do, because I don't want them to tear into the fences too much, because there's a new fence around the majority of it, but what we're going to do is lock them out. I'll let it get a rain on it, and I'll give it a little bit of a rest, make them clean up. We've been baling. I think that's pretty well common knowledge now, and all of like the spare bales and a bunch of the not so great bales that I've made, that I need to do something with, because otherwise if I just leave them, they're gonna go bad on me, or basically, oh gosh, I can't do this with one hand. I'm gonna set you down. So they don't like it, but that's how I get them to make sure they clean everything up, because when it's summer out, you can throw like the best material out for them that you can find, and they're 9 times out of 10 they're going to choose the fresh green grass, and it's not like it's chewed down to nothing. So I mean, I've seen, well, you get your lots overstocked, and this isn't a very big pasture at all. I mean, the old dairy cow pasture used to go, see that tan building, it used to go probably 300 feet below that, and then it would cut up right along that ridge, and then basically, if you guys can see without looking into the sun too much, where you can see the field road going up the hill, that's approximately where it ended. It went clear up there, and then it cut down along the field road, and then actually our nice somewhat straight fence here then it actually went straight out from here down to the field road, and then from here over, I'm talking about the cornfield, by the way, was the second cow pasture, and we didn't need that much pasture up here at the home farm. So for what we're going for, I would rather feed cattle, bring them the feed, and use the pastures for row crops as much as we can, and then let the cows utilize the areas of the pasture that we can't do anything with, which is essentially what we're doing. I mean, I'm producing more than enough hay than I'll ever feed out. I mean, I'm not going to feed out 1,000 round bales of hay a year. I mean, I won't ever have that many cattle. So even feeding them all winter, and then I'm supplementing them throughout the summer here, they're going to be fine. The only thing that's kind of bugging me is the thistles. It looks like I knocked them back, but I didn't really finish them off, because I went through and sprayed this about 2 weeks ago now, and it looks to me like it's going to need another dose, because especially at the home farm, I like this to be nice and clean. So I hear ya. The other problem is I've been throwing some grain to the bull, just because I feel bad for him. If he's in by himself, he doesn't get any grass, and it's just like, well, he's a nice quiet bull, so I throw him about a quarter of a bucket of corn, and not enough to really do much of anything, but make sure he stays my buddy. You guys want to see, this is actually a bale from the bottom, not the stick here. But this is what the material off the valley ended up doing. This was the last bale. It was like 3/4 of the bale. It wasn't worth wrapping, and it's feed. I mean, the cows eat it. Like I said, they just get awfully picky when it's blue sky and sunny out. In the spring, fall, winter, where there isn't any grass growing, I have a hard time keeping these bales in front of them. I really do. So Mom's over there feeding the bull right now. I have a bunch of Dad's cows in here. These are one, two, not the little blue one back there, or the blue tagged one, but these 4 are ones I bought of the red ones. The black one is 2 over there. But any of the green tagged red ones are my dad's, that I did the whole barter swap thing. The tan one, I know she isn't bred because I saw the bull rider the other day, so maybe she'll be bred for next year. The belted one is still my parents'. My mom asked me to bring her up because the red bull's up here, and she wanted to be certain that he gets a chance to throw a red calf out of her. And Rocky is still being Rocky. But all these cows are my dad's. Looks to me like the one's getting ready to calve, to be honest with you. They throw nice calves. So my management strategy for this year, even though it saved me on feed last year. See, this is why you gotta have bale feeders too. They'll eat it day 1, and by the morning of day 2, they're laying on it. But my plan is I'll leave them all up here straight through. I'm not gonna, well, you don't need to be looking at me. I'm not gonna take them back down to my place and let them out on the field. I mean, it saved me about 2 months worth of feed, but it threw off the cycles for all these cows, because then the ones that were open, which Rocky had a sore foot at the end of last summer, which has been cured up, and I have a line on another bull, red bull, for next year, so I'll have at least 2 bulls. Spread my risk out. But if I'm only going to be keeping the bull in with them for 60 days from this date to this date, and that way it makes a lot more sense to preg check them, because right now I can about guarantee you what the vet's going to tell me. And the ones that have calved obviously are going to be open, but then the ones that haven't calved yet, I'm pretty certain that they were bred like November, October last year. The reason I know I can say that is because I saw them getting jumped last year by the Black Angus bull, so that's unfortunate. So, all right, I gotta get going. I gotta throw that in for them to lay on and knock around, a fodder bale in for them to lay on and knock around. I don't like keeping fodder bales year over year, largely because by now they start to deteriorate. That one's been left out. I got 3 in the shed yet, and I'll throw it on the bed pack here, let them knock it around, get any corn that's in it, and my plan is to go through and actually shove up all this manure out here and push it up into a pile, let it compost out, and we'll get it hauled out this fall here.